All right, we are on day 5. Let's look into this. Yesterday, Claude wasn't working a bit, so now we have figured some things out. It's very interesting. I think it's important to push yourself into the unknown. It's okay. Yes, we are working with Claude and Cursor and all these technical tools that we have no idea how they work, but that's it. This is the opportunity to actually push yourself into the unknown and figure out that if you can understand, we will slowly understand what all these terms means. We'll slowly start playing with them, and we don't want to just be, I think it's very interesting. Somebody said recently that all this abstraction, all this vibe coding is actually going to make people more technical. All this abstraction of coding is actually going to make people make non-technical people even more interested in becoming technical, because now it's more approachable. Earlier it wasn't approachable. Actually, this is a tweet. Perfect. Exactly what we said. Okay. So I believe now all this abstraction of code is actually going to make non-technical people even more technical, because now it's all approachable and you can learn slowly, you can prompt slowly, you can dive deeper into a rabbit hole that you are interested in, and you can build cool stuff. Let's see. Now with all this abstraction of code, all this abstraction of code is actually going to make non-technical people even more technical, because now it's approachable and you can learn. Slowly and easily, and you can learn step by step, and you can learn slowly, and you can learn gradually, and you can learn slowly. You can prompt, and now you can learn slowly. You can prompt, you can learn. Because now it's all approachable. All this abstraction of code is actually going to make non-technical people even more technical, because now it's all approachable. You can learn slowly, you can learn. You can learn everything slowly. You can learn step by step. One step at a time. You can learn one technical term at a time. You can learn slowly, dive deeper into a rabbit hole. You can learn slowly, dive deeper into a rabbit hole. You can build cool stuff. All this abstraction of code is actually going to make non-technical people even more technical, because now it's all approachable. You can learn slowly. You can learn. You can prompt. You can learn everything. You can learn quickly. You can learn quickly. Dive deeper into interesting rabbit holes. Dive deeper into interesting rabbit holes. And build cool stuff. All this abstraction of code is actually going to make non-technical people even more technical, because now it's all approachable. All this abstraction of code is actually going to make non-technical people even more technical, because now it's all approachable. You can learn quickly, dive deeper into rabbit holes, Go deeper into rabbit holes and build cool stuff. Go deeper into rabbit holes and build cool stuff. Okay, that was good. By the way, Google just launched something. What is that? Let's go. Whoa. Google is playing with the branding, but yeah, we looked into Chrome. Chrome is very ugly. Did we have an update today? No, and they're not gonna send an update to Canada for some reason, but Claude is doing good on Google Chrome. We did talk about that. Claude really focused on coding. They were like, OpenAI is going everywhere. Let's not do that. Let's solely focus on making our coding model the best. And it worked. Both are working. Both the strategies are working. ChatGPT is the most accessible. ChatGPT is the most beautiful, accessible, simple UI user experience. It's working. It is the most downloaded one. Claude only focused on coding. It's working. It is the best. It is the best coding model. Wow, let's read that. Both the strategies are working. OpenAI really focused on the product experience, building a simple user experience, and we can see the download numbers. It's hundreds of millions globally. On the other hand, Claude, the strategy is working. They only focused on their coding model, and today it is the best. Both the strategies are working. OpenAI focused on the product experience, building a simple product experience. Focus on a simple, beautiful product experience. We can see the download numbers. It's hundreds of millions weekly users globally. Claude focused on their coding model, and today it is the best. Claude focused on their coding model, focused on coding, and today is the best. Today on the coding model, and today is the best. It is the best. Both strategies are working. Tweet it. Okay. Today we are introducing personal intelligence. With your permission, Gemini. With your permission, Google can now securely connect information from Google apps like Gmail, Google Photos, Search, and YouTube history with a single tap to make Gemini uniquely helpful and personalized to you. This feature is launching in beta today in the Gemini app. Okay, do I have the Gemini app? If not, we need to get that. Okay. Yes, I do have the Gemini app. Do I have it in my shortcuts? Yes, I do have it. And so what happens now? Hi Josh, where should we start? For you, is there a for you section over here? Let's see. Créer une image, écrire n'importe quoi, m'aider à prendre, égayer ma journée. Égayer, c'est quoi égayer? Égayer. Brighten up my journey. Okay. Nouveau clavardage. The UI of Gemini's voice mode is pretty cool, but it's very, what's the word? It's very weird. It keeps nudging you. It keeps vibrating to notify you about something while you're talking to it. It's not really good. Like, Metaniva want to forfait Google One. Okay, no, I don't want to do that. Rapide, réflexion pro, passer à Google AI Pro, meta jour, meta niveau. So what are the utiliser la clé d'identification, taper le texte. Oh my god, what is happening? Yeah, so this is it. Like they still have a very complex process. Clavardage, okay. Créer d'image, deep research, canvas, apprentissage guidé. Apprentissage guidé is amazing. I absolutely love how, actually didn't know, I wasn't using the speech to text a lot, or transcription features a lot, but I find transcription to be amazing because it feels truly, when you start typing, your logical brain gets into action. But when you speak, it's how you are thinking, how you're naturally thinking on the fly. And I think that is way better to ask a question, because you are giving more nuance to it, and because there is less friction. With typing, you are using your energy, you're using your keyboard. Some people might have slower typing speed. So it's not very, what do we say? It's not very fluid. This is the reason why people work on increasing the typing speed, because they want the connection between their brain, the idea in their brain, and showing up on their, and that idea showing up on their screen to be as minimal as possible, as fast as possible. They want zero friction. They want that, okay, if an idea came to my mind, especially for writers as well. If you're a writer and when you're in your drafting phase, you do want to make sure that every idea that pops in mind, you're able to capture that thought. Otherwise you feel like you have lost the thought, and that's it. Like, you as a writer, you are doing a lot of editing in the post, but earlier on you're just capturing ideas, and you want to capture all the ideas, all the different directions where your brain is going. You want to capture all those ideas. So that is very interesting, and that's the reason transcription is beautiful. Okay, what do we have now? For you, that's it. It doesn't go anywhere. I need to replace my tires for car. Which ones? What do you suggest for me? Personal intelligence. Okay, so it knows your car. Okay, what if you just tell it, what's my ODC license plate number again? Okay. Ever need to buy parts for your car but don't have the info handy? This reminds me, there's an entire app in India for your car maintenance. ChatGPT just can have that as another folder that, hey, just drop all your car information, and this is where you can come to track and maintenance of your car. Like, okay, it's time for oil change and stuff like that. Everything could be built into ChatGPT, and everything could talk to each other. They've already done this exact thing with health, and I had this idea early on. I'm like, okay, I'm talking to ChatGPT a lot. ChatGPT has a lot of idea about how I think, what things I'm interested in, what rabbit holes I'm interested in, but so it has everything on my mind but nothing on my body. So I was like, what if I take my blood samples, I take my DEXA scan, and I feed all the data to ChatGPT. So I put that all into ChatGPT, and then it hasn't been using that data. It's still in the memory, but it hasn't been using that data to somehow tell me interesting, somehow synthesize that with something that I'm asking, which I think might not be related, but it somehow brings ideas together for me and presents to me. It hasn't done that, but that is interesting. That, yes, it made sense. ChatGPT held. By referencing connected apps, it can understand the car's make and model, even the types of trips you take, to give recommendations of tires, info, and license. Interesting. Yes, that's right. You can know your car. You can know all the details around it. Okay. Personalized planning. Most move past the generic top 10. I think what Google is going to do over here is that once this starts working, Google is going to cut access for OpenAI to access Gmail, because yes, you have a lot of data in your Gmail, and Google can start cutting access of Gmail to OpenAI. That would be crazy. It's exactly what Anthropic has been doing right now. Anthropic has been cutting access of its models to its competitors, which makes total sense. Personalized planning. Move past the generic top 10 travel list. Ask Gemini to recommend some hidden gems on activities I might enjoy in Chicago. Between your travel dates in Gmail and your love for nature photography in Google Photos. Wow, beautiful, beautiful. This is again very interesting. I met this one guy in New York, and he was doing something very similar. He was working on a cruise, and a cruise would just land randomly in random cities, and then he would have no idea, but he has like 1-2 days, and then he's like, what do I exactly do in the city? I need a proper itinerary. So he built an app that would actually look at your Instagram, that would look at what type of photos you click. It would actually look at your Instagram, and I think one other source to figure out what are the things that you're interested in. It's again revealed preference versus stated preference. Your stated preference could be that, oh, I love nature, but your revealed preference is that no, you just like water, something like that. Yeah. Or maybe you just like to click photos, that's it. You don't really like to go to nature. Or maybe you like to click photos of art in which there's paintings of nature. You don't like to hang out in nature, you like paintings of nature. So that could be stated preference versus revealed preference. That would be an interesting one. So Google can understand your revealed preference, and then because what we find stimulating is what we want to capture. So that is very interesting. It has access to your Google Photos. Wow. What we find stimulating is what we capture. Tailor for you, like the Garfield Park Conservatory. Slow thinking. Tailor recommendations, looking for something new to read. The Art of War. Enrichment of Epictetus. Now we're curious. Top quotes by Epictetus. Self-Reliance by Ralph Waldo Emerson. Meditation, Appreciation, Nature, Philosophy, Personal Development, History, Walden. Autobiography, Benjamin Franklin. Nature, Art of War, Letters from Seneca. Self-Reliance, Ralph Waldo Emerson. Yes. And own privacy and personal intelligence, you call the shots. You can disconnect your apps, adjust your settings, or delete your chat history at any time. Wow. This is what Google has been fighting all the time. And all they had to do is give you a disclaimer that, hey, you call the shots. If you don't want to give access, don't give access. But it's interesting. It's like you have 99% of data that you are like, I don't give a shit about it, but it's like those 1 or 2 emails which are really personal and you don't want to give access to Google. But doesn't Google already have access to your Gmail? Doesn't Google already use your data in Gmail? Let's see. Isn't Google already reading all your emails in Gmail? Policies, Google does not read your emails in Gmail to show you personalized recommend advertisements anymore. Stop scanning the content of personal Gmail messages to target or personalize ads. Instead, ads in Gmail are now personalized based on your general activity while signed in. Search history, YouTube watches, websites visited, and other non-email data is not used for ad personalization. We never use the content you create and store in apps like Drive, Gmail, and Photos for any ads purposes. It no longer scan for advertising revenue. Process with machines for other important reasons. Spam, malware, smart reply, email categorization, search, and now AI-powered tools. Automated systems. No humans are reading your emails, and the processing is for functionality and security, not for showing you ads. Okay, very interesting. So this is what Google was really worried about. Google was worried about that we have all the technology, but we can't launch because we have too much data. We'll have a data backlash, stuff like that. But now they are like, you call the shots. We are launching this feature. If you don't want to connect your details, totally fine. Delete your chat history at any time. Read more. Gradually, we'll love your feedback to help us continually improve. You can connect your apps with personal intelligence in the Gemini app storing today for Google AI Pro and Ultra subscribers in the US. personal Google accounts coming soon in more countries, free tier, AI mode and search. AI mode and search. Yeah, again, they shouldn't have AI mode. Everything is AI now. You don't want to tell people that you are using artificial intelligence. You just want to make people's life better using the technology in the backend. Since connecting apps and personal intelligence is beta, you might see inaccurate responses or over-personalization where model makes connections between unrelated topics. Just try it. I don't like golf. I just take my son there. Provide feedback by giving it a thumbs up to help us improve. Personal intelligence in the Gemini app is rolling out over next week. To check and see if it's available and try, look for invite on your Gemini home screen. Gemini.google, tap settings. Do I have access to personal intelligence? So they've also done good work at making this screen really clean. So that's good. That's good stuff. The settings one, notebook LM, instructions for Gemini. Whoa, yes you do. In the free tier, you have access to several personal intelligence features. You can ask me to remember specific things. You don't have to repeat in every new chat, past chats. I can reference previous conversations to provide more relevant follow-up Google App extensions, Gmail and Drive, calendar tasks, maps and YouTube, how to access a mobile profile picture, on web click settings, personal context extensions. Yes, you do. So again, here personal intelligence is a very common, or what do we say, very generic term. Get more from Gemini. Upgrade, let's see, what do we have for upgrade? Level up your Gemini app experience with Google AI Pro. Create high quality video clips with limited access to View 3.1. Unlock access to premium features including deep research, higher limits to pro level image generation, Nano Banana Pro, understand large books and reports, experience for most capable AI models. Flow, our AI filmmaking tool to create cinematic scenes and stories. Possibly sells all the data to advertisers too. Proton Mail. No ads, no trackers, no compromise. Built by scientists. Your favorite Google apps, the ultimate dream team. Google Gemini is a separate account. I really need to keep my kids off my YouTube account now as an avid Mr. Beast viewer. Never bet against Google. Google just did to commerce what HTTP did to the web. Making personal recommendations. Interesting. Privacy at the center issues exactly which apps to connect. These connected app settings are off by default. But once you have access, it will be trained for ads. Read more from Josh Woodward, VP at Google, Google Labs, Gemini app, Google AI Studio. He's VP of everything. Can we please have code replies ASAP?
AI Studio, and we've got a new feature to tell you all about today. I'm excited about personal intelligence. It's the way you can connect different Google apps straight to Gemini with your permission. So a couple of weeks ago, I turned on personal intelligence on my own Gemini, and it saves so much time. Here's the scene. We were at Tire Shop, we're online, and I had no idea what tires would go on a car. So I just asked Gemini. Right away, comes back with the answer. Now, any chatbot these days can tell you that, but what's cool is that actually...
Why is VP of Google driving Honda Odyssey?
Your personal intelligence on told me specific recommendations based on how we drive a car. So we love to take road trips across the country. And it was able to reference those photos from Google Photos and recommend these whole weather tires. By the time I got to the front desk, I had a question about the license plate. I didn't know what that was. I wasn't going to run out to the parking lot and use my place to line of search through other apps, so I just ask Gemini. Again, license right on the spot. When you design your privacy at the center, so that means you have to turn the feature on. It's not on by default. When you turn it on, you can choose which apps you want to connect to.
Okay, interesting. All right, let's see. Epictetus, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. We suffer not from events in our lives, but from our judgments about them. No man is free who is not master of himself. First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. Don't explain your philosophy, embody it. Don't explain your philosophy, embody it. If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. Freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control. Interesting. Okay. Uh-oh. Claude. Freedom. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control. What apps can we build based on this idea? Let's see. Circumstances don't make the man, they only reveal him. Don't make the man, they only reveal him. He who laughs at himself never runs out of things to laugh at. Make the best use of what is in your I read that browser. Make the best use of what is in your browser and take the rest as it happens. Make the best use of what is in your browser and take the rest as it happens. Interesting. Apps for Stoic freedom. The control audit. Daily practical will translate beautifully into interactive tools. Here are some app ideas. Daily check-in where you list what's bothering you. Then the app walks you through categorizing each item. Can you control this? Can you influence this? Or is it completely outside your power? Over time. It shows you patterns and where you are wasting mental energy on the uncontrollable. The worry redirector. When you're spiraling about something, you input the concern and the app asks what action can you take right now. If there's no action, it helps you practice the mental move of releasing it. If there is action, it converts that worry into a concrete next step. Tracks how often worries were actionable versus not. Freedom moments, times when you successfully disregarded something outside your control, like gratitude journal, but for psychological liberation, shows your growing capacity of discernment. All right, I remember. Where can I find more details about the Stripe Economic Atlas? Actually, I should have just asked, find me that. The dichotomy trainer. Present scenarios. And trains you to instantly recognize what's within/beyond control. Gamified with increasing complexity. Your colleague takes credit for your work. What can you control here? Locus mapper. Map your life domains and shade them based on how much you're focused on controllables versus uncontrollables in each area. Literal map of where you're losing freedom. Okay. Economic trends report. Oh, yes. Indexing the AI economy. Forbes AI 50 star. OpenAI, Anthropic, Midjourney, Cohere. Stripe is well positioned to see. I want to look into Cohere. Cohere. Not go here. I don't know how to pronounce that word. Cohere. Enterprise AI. your next breakthrough powered by AI. Cohere is where powerful AI meets practical business solutions so you can work smarter. Upside, deal size, pipeline momentum. Bamboo, HR, Fujitsu, Bell, Asana, SAP. Ensemble, Notion, McKinsey. Flexible build for businesses, deployment, security, customization. North, the turnkey AI platform that helps your workflow. Trend forecasting agent. Financial, public sector, energy, wow. People would be so mad to look at these windmills because it's very interesting. It's like somebody was like, yeah, look at China. China is producing all the windmills, but can you see any windmill in China? They are only selling this out to US and Europe, and it is making the landscapes ugly, and they produce the least amount of energy. They look really bad, they take up a lot of space, they're not efficient at all. So this was very interesting. Technology is just keyboard typing, healthcare is a bubble, manufacturing is sunset. Financial services always, and I think this is like the TD buildings in Toronto, but this is very funny, it's very interesting. Financial services always buildings. Public sector is staircase, energy is windmills, technology is keyboard, healthcare is bubbles, manufacturing is sunset. Generating, embed, re-rank, Cohere docs. Developer resources, find everything you need to start building, from API access to deep technical docs and trial models in the playground. Tokyo. This is our Eiffel Tower. Fujitsu, with Cohere's latest highly secure enterprise LLMs, we aim to provide business with powerful and adaptable AI solutions that address specific needs. Vivek Mahajan. Ready to put AI to work. Love the grain on over here. From Toronto startup to enterprise AI, our story. And one of the guys is Aidan Gomez, with a bold vision to do whatever it takes to scale. Wait, there are 3 photos. You don't see the other photos. We remain focused on building enterprise AI that enhances human judgment, accelerates execution, extends what individuals and teams can achieve on their own. Early growth. 4 major funding rounds, raising nearly $1 billion. Import Cohere client, your API key, prediction, Cohere with model large, once upon a time in a magical land called. Expand globally, continually develop cutting edge models that power practically applications for the world's leading enterprises. Research focus. We are data nerds. Interesting. Open Science Initiative for solving complex machine learning problems. Published over 100 research papers. Agentic AI for the enterprise. Jeffrey hinted very large language models are now giving computers a much better understanding of human communication. The team at Cohere is building technology that will make the revolution in natural language understanding much more widely available. Nobel laureate in physics. Yes, Aidan Gomez. Meet our team. Okay, so this is Aidan. Aidan went from this to to this. This is what $1 billion in funding does to you. Oh my god. Where is the chain? No chain. Aaron Gomez, Nick Frost, and Ivan Zhang. Really cool, really cool. Really cool. Executive team, Joel, Chief AI Officer, Financial Officer. How do you have a Chief AI Officer at an AI company? SVP Finance, Operations, VP APAC, Embeddings, Engineering, Government Affairs. Wow, the name, Autumn, Costa, Nora, Joel, really cool. Building in Canada, born in Canada, building worldwide. So they got Toronto, they got New York, London, SF, Montreal. Montreal got the Biosphere, Seoul, and Paris. Want to help build the. By the way, I was talking to one of the French guys. I told him, Je pratique mon français, and he told me that, hey, your accent is really good. How did you learn? And I was like, Migaku, let's go. Okay, so it's time to download the report. Let's see. Indexing the AI economy, but I'm not sure if this is the latest data. Stripe analysis of payment trends. Months. Give me a date. Give me a date. To download a report. Guides and resources. Collecting payments, building a service finance team. The state of online fraud. Product resources. It was guides and reports. Optimizing authorization rates. Industry updates. The state of online fraud. The state of European checkouts in 21. Atlas guides. Equity for founders, starting your fundraising, recruiting, building your service finance team. AMA with Mark Andreessen, your first 10 customers, money management, tax guides, interactive tool, platforms, report, nope, managing credit risk, billing. Stripe Atlas, chart of data and trends. December 2025. Year in review. Are more global than ever, where Atlas founders outside the US are based. More companies and generated revenue faster than ever. India was number 4. Number 1 was Canada. Wow. Outside US, Canada, UK, China, India. Turkey surprising. Founding teams span multiple countries. Okay, this is really cool. This is really cool. All right. Claude. I want to use the heaviest model. Take this report by Stripe and create a Stripe Wrapped 2025, just like Spotify Wrapped. Boom. Wait, why is it called source chatgpt.com? Okay, Hold on. Failed to fetch. I know. Startups here in review, and now new conversation branch. Let's go. Conversation found. Let's go. Now let me read the front-end design skill to create a polished, stripe-wrapped experience. Okay, so this was cool. Stripe-wrapped. What do we have? Delivery corporations grew an average of 41% year over year for the past 6 months. Okay, so now you are on. According to the Delaware Division of Corporations, U.S. investors deployed more capital into larger suite rounds in 25 compared to previous years, enabling founders to hire earlier, accelerate product development, and invest in customer acquisition from the outset. Startups in 25 are more global than ever. The number of countries presented by Atlas hit 169, all-time high. Founding teams span multiple countries. Cross-border startup activity reaches new highs. Speed to revenue is accelerating. More companies are hitting 100K faster. 2024 there was a dip. Okay. Early customer acquisition reached the highest level since 21. The gap between breakout and average is widening. Ooh, breakout and average is widening. The performance gap is widening. Outliers have always been driving force in startups, but this year's outliers are pulling even further. Entire distribution is shifting up. At month 6, the median Atlas startup formed in 2025 is growing as fast as the 90th percentile startup. Wow. So they're basically saying that the top 10, the median, the top 10 are growing even more. Ship faster. Where do you link to? Shipping payments and finance products in days. Data science connect. Mini. Hey, what was this? Verify personal information. AI is changing what founders are choosing to build. Building AI startups rose to 33. In 2025, it hit 42. Bootstrap businesses for its flexibility. LLCs identified as AI companies today is 22%. Share of funded Atlas startups. Carta data shows pre-seed deal count. State of pre-seed Q3. Okay, this is interesting. I think Carta can also give us some data. What sort of year in review 2025 reports has Carta published? Like how after emphasizing Carta, it's just like goes all caps, Carta. Nice. Nice. Okay. Crunchbase. AI startup share of global seed capital founders might be gravitating toward AI to improve their odds. Can do more with less capital. Shares increased nearly 49%. Wow. Startups are operating lean longer, enabled by AI coding assistants, no-code development platforms, automated marketing tools that reduce the need for early headcount. The focus is shifting to agents. AI agents is more infrastructure, AI co-pilots. Okay. Focus is shifted to AI agents, autonomous systems that can act on a person's behalf, from qualifying sales lead and resolving support tickets to completing purchases and writing code. As the underlying models commoditize, founders are building executors, not assistants, systems that can browse, buy, research, and analyze without human input. That's where founders are seeing the opportunity. Start today with Atlas. Really cool. And we have it. Stripe Atlas. Wrapped. A breakout year for startups. Whoa. Tap anywhere to begin. This year, 23,000 companies incorporated through Stripe Atlas. That's one. Wait, what is this? What is the logo? Founders came from 169 countries worldwide. First ever founders from Central African Republic, San Marino, and Vanuatu. European incorporations 40% growth year over year. Leading the charge. 24% now span multiple countries of multi-founder teams. Remote work changed everything. Typical startup now sells to 2 countries in the first 6 months. Going global is the default. Startups hitting first customer in 30 days. 20% of all Atlas startups, more than double the rate from 2020. Time to hit 100K revenue. 108 days on average. Founders are shipping. Average customers in the first 6 months. 242 customers per startup. First 6 months revenue, 39% growth versus 2024 cohort. Top performers grew 52% more, the gap is widening. Founders building AI, 42% of all new startups, up from 15% in January 2023. Should we also to remove all emojis? Yes. Remove all emojis. 12 animated slides taking you through the most striking startup statistics, tap click navigation. It not only scanned all the data, it picked up the most relevant one. It designed in a very beautiful way. And it packaged the entire experience. This is amazing. It's amazing what it can do. And this was an idea that came into my mind last night. Amazing. Animated number counters that roll up dramatically, stripes to brand colors with gradient transitions between slides. Oh. European multi-founder, typical startup now sells to startups hitting first customer in 30 days. Time to hit 100K revenue. Average customers in first 6 months. First 6 months revenue. Founders building AI. AI startups building agents, shifting from co-pilots to agents. 2025 was a breakout year for founders. 20% revenue in 30 days. 20% revenue in 30 days? 20% revenue in 30 days. Oh, 20% of them had revenue in 30 days. Ready to build. Start with Atlas. Open link. Boom. This is actually amazing. This is actually amazing. Data from Stripe Atlas year in review. Okay, so I think it removed all the emojis. That is amazing. Remove this logo at the top left. Copy updated. Stripe Atlas wrapped 2025. A breakout year for startups. It seems like the first 2 pages are the same. That's a wrap. Make the UI of the outro page more aesthetic. Did a pretty good job. Did a pretty good job. More striking aesthetic. Let's go over here. Can I put a JSX file on Netlify? Not directly. It's like a cake batter. Netlify stores cake, not batter. I understand JSX. Netlify is static host, which means it can only store files the browser already knows how to eat. A raw JSX file needs to be transpiled. Usually bundle, imports resolved, optimized. You can deploy a project that uses JSX on Netlify. You just can't upload the JSX file. That's a typical flow. Netlify hosts the build output. A gallery wall on the art studio. That's a wrap. 2025 was epic. A breakout year for founders everywhere. That's a wrap. 2025 was epic. A breakout year for founders everywhere. Start with Atlas. I love the dark cosmic background. Now just make the borders less rounded of all the boxes. So smart. It's so smart. Let's go. Copy updated. 2025 was epic. Okay. Let's see. Rupa Health, lovable linear Ashby. Actually, they should be just making okay. Make the CTA button fully round. CTA. Did I say CDA? CTA. I don't know if it captured the screenshot. Fully round. Let's go. And reduce the padding. Why does it look so weird? Make the CTA button look like this. Stripe Atlas wrapped. Oh no, that's not that we asked you to do. Oh no. No. What did it say? Start with Atlas, right? Update the CTA text to start with Atlas. Also go here. Philosophical experimental attention to topology mapper. How we focus fragments and flows across different stimuli. Using simulated neural signatures, map attention patterns as you interact with different types of context. Could reveal your personal cognitive landscape. Thought experiment simulator. Experience classic philosophical thought experiments. Chinese room, but with neural response tracking that shows emotional versus rational in real time as you deliberate. What is the Chinese room thought experiment? It's also very important to not get stuck with tiny things. start with Atlas. How do I instruct Claude to reduce the margin of the button? So basically reduce the space between the text and the inside of the button. Let's go. Okay, padding. Reduce the internal padding of the button so its text sits closer to the edges. Decrease both horizontal and vertical padding while keeping the rounded shape. Parfait. Very smart. Very smart of you. This is Tailwind. Reduce the button's Tailwind padding clauses. Replace PX8P Y4 with something tighter. Reduce the font size of the CTA. So reduce more. Let's go. Button padding and font size. I think we are getting closer to what we really want. Start with Atlas. Start with Atlas. Because this is very interesting. This is very interesting now. It's important to learn the design systems. It's important to learn the design systems. How would determinism make this page more aesthetic? What's the sign for? Subtract until the signal rang like a tuning fork. Ruthless reduction of drama. Smaller headline, tighter hierarchy, increase legibility, decrease personality. Should an emote, it should clarify. Numbers as facts, not trophies. How would determinism, or let's say, redesign this in the visual style of determinism using all his creative design philosophy? We should start off. Let's see. Color with a job, not a mood. Each accent color would justify its existence. One primary accent color only. Secondary color only if they encode meaning. No decorative gradients unless they convey information. Remove the slogan energy. Facts over hype, timeless phrasing, or momentary excitement. Statements that age well in 5 years. After redesigning, he would ask one question. If Stripe never updated this for 20 years, would this still feel correct? Yes, please. Sketch a ramsified wireframe. It's also interesting to see how all the AIs think differently. But okay, what is this Chinese room? Take a squiggle squiggle sign from basket number 1 and put it next to a squiggle squiggle sign from basket number 2. I'm just manipulating squiggles and squiggles to produce Chinese language behavior, but I don't understand Chinese. The rule book is in English. Whoever or whatever is in that room is an intelligent Chinese speaker. Interesting. Famous thought experiment proposed in 1980 by John Searle. It's a philosophical stress test for a bold claim in AI that running the right computer program is enough for a genuine understanding. I feel we messed up our neck. Here's a setup staged like a clever stage illusion. The scene: imagine a person who does not understand Chinese at all. They sit inside a closed room, slips off paper with Chinese characters are passed in. If you see the symbol pattern, write down that symbol pattern. Follows the rules perfectly and passes back Chinese responses. To people outside the room, the answers look fluent, indistinguishable from a native speaker. Despite flawless performance, the person still doesn't understand Chinese. They are manipulating symbols, not grasping meaning. Wow. Wow. What AI is doing is the Chinese room principle, because it doesn't understand the meaning. It is just pattern matching and sending you out an input. Oh my god, okay. The person still doesn't understand Chinese. They are manipulating symbols, not grasping meaning. Searle uses this to argue against strong AI, the idea that a computer running the right program literally understands and has a mind. Has claimed syntax does not equal semantics. Following formal rules is not the same as understanding meaning. You can simulate understanding without actually understanding. That's very cool. AI simulates understanding without actually understanding. In, out. Whoa. 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 125-year review, Stripe Atlas. Start with Atlas. Whoa. That's it? CDA becomes common and inevitable. Photo whispers provenance. Braun instruction manual. Full Braun manual now. Can ChatGPT do it? Or is it just gonna give all the instructions but not actually do it? All this matters for AI. The Chinese room challenge the idea that passing the Turing test automatically means intelligence. Language fluency implies consciousness or comprehension. Simulates understanding without actually understanding. It asks an uncomfortable question. If a system behaves intelligently, does that mean it is intelligent? Counter arguments and why the debate never dies. The system's reply. The whole room understands, not the person. The robot reply. Give the system a body and senses and meaning emerges. The brain simulator reply. Simulate neurons exactly and you get understanding. Searle pushes back on all of them. Philosophers keep arguing. AI researchers keep building models. The room stays locked philosophically speaking. Distinction between appearing intelligent and actually understanding. Imagine a person who does not understand Chinese at all. They sit inside a closed room. Slips of paper with Chinese characters are posted. Inside the room is a rule book in English that says things like, if you see this symbol pattern, write down that symbol pattern. The person follows the rule perfectly and passes back Chinese responses. The people outside the room, the answers look fluent, indistinguishable from a native speaker. The twist, despite flawless performance, the person still doesn't understand Chinese. They are manipulating symbols, not grasping meaning. The Chinese room experiment. A computer running the right program literally understands and has a mind. The Chinese room experiment. What looks better? The Chinese room. Or this, the Chinese room. All this abstraction of code is actually going to make non-technical people even more technical, because now it's all approachable. You can learn quickly, go deep into rabbit holes and build cool stuff. Both strategies are working. OpenAI focus on a simple, beautiful product, and we can see the download numbers. It's hundreds of millions of weekly users globally. Claude will focus on the coding model, and today it is the best. Name the identity you're considering releasing and witness the multiplicity of what might emerge in its place. Each possibility is a door, not a destination. What if Nietzsche could Claude? Okay. It didn't actually. I can export as Figma component hierarchy, convert it, create, mobile. It doesn't actually do it. We don't want instructions, we want you to do it. Appearing intelligent. Okay, Chinese are most interesting. Where do we read this? I forgot. Okay, this is done. New chat. Projects. History. Carta. Stripe route. Let's see. What do you have for us? Warm background. Boom. Wow. Really cool. Companies incorporated 23,000. 1 in 5 Delaware C Corps formed through Atlas. 169 countries represented. 48% European incorporation growth. 24% of teams span multiple countries. 2 countries reached in first 6 months. 20% reach first customer in 30 days. 108 days to reach 100K. 242 average customers in 6 months. 39% revenue growth versus 42% founders building AI. 44% of ESRs building agents. A breakout for founders. Beautiful. Beautiful. We love Dieter Rams now. I love Dieter Rams. Dieter Rams is amazing. He has such a beautiful creative philosophy that Claude could follow it step by step, completely redesign this following. Yeah, the one with Stripe had looked, it did match the vibe, the purple vibe, but some colors weren't really looking good. But this is beautiful. This is beautiful. Even the typography. Oh my god. Helvetica. New throughout, ultra lightweights for numbers. And I think one thing that is extremely beautiful is the use of grid lines, because that just makes everything look beautiful. You are not just randomly putting things anywhere. You are putting things. This is beautiful. And I don't know, I feel like when you say Dieter Rams, somehow I'm thinking like that is also affecting how you think about. So it's everything. When you say creative philosophy, I think creative philosophy is very interesting, because philosophy means these are inherent rules that apply to everything. This is how you think about everything, so everything is affected. Even the words, instead of saying click anywhere on the screen, tap anywhere on the screen, it just says begin. So it has changed the wordings. It has changed the wordings. That when we say creative philosophy, it has changed the wordings, the text on the screen. It has changed obviously the design. It has brought this beautiful order because it's using that 12 column structure. But I'm really curious if that also affects the code, because again, we're talking about philosophy. If that philosophy, creative philosophy, is stated in a very generic way, that we don't want details for the detail's sake, we don't want colors for the color's sake, we want extreme simplicity, we want extreme order. How does that also affect code? Because that's a very generic philosophy, very clear but very generic philosophy. And how does that also affect the code? That would be really cool to see. Okay. What was the Dieter Rams creative philosophy? And also, we gotta take a break right now, so we'll come back. All right, we are back. Let's see. What are we looking into? The creative philosophy. Well, we had one comment on our stream. I'll quickly look into this. We need to bring about a better way to also see the chat now, because it seems like we are starting to get responses in the chat. Okay. Alright, Dieter Rams' creative philosophy is one of the most influential modern industrial product design, legendary German designer. What if instead of can we change it to use the stripe atlas purple, brown orange accent? Instead of brown orange accent, could you please use stripe purple, which is, so we got this, and now we don't know if Colorzilla works. Colorzilla. Okay, didn't work. Colorzilla, go. Let's a pinglay. Let's a pinglay, but a pinglay doesn't work. Oh my god. Okay, so what we have to do is we have to go to Canva. We take a screenshot of this. I love to see the word deploy. Now we deploy it over here. And then we go color. I don't know if this is the right one, but boom. Let's go. So this is the stripe purple. Parfait. Bring me stripe purple. Bring me stripe purple. Let's go. Instead of brown orange accent, could you please use stripe purple? Yes. Let's go. Running copy updated to file. Outputs presenting the file. Begin. Scale. Countries represented. European growth. Teams. Let's go. Velocity. Revenue, traction, performance, focus, direction, a breakout year for founders. 40% building AI, 20% revenue in 30 days, ready to build. Let's go. This is ready. Publish the artifact, publish and copy link. We'll put this up over here. And now we have it. Claude content. Wait, what is that? If I take screenshot. Okay, nice. I thought it's gonna come in between every time. Actually, let's use the Claude borders. They look nice. Alright, Claude borders, give me some flavor. It's hard to do it. Get close, get up close. What is this? Whoever said Drake is correct. Recording a conversation today, one of the greatest living founders. Hint. Whoever said Drake is correct. You're doing something with Drake. That's crazy. Okay. Begin. And boom. Scale. 23,000 companies incorporated. $23,000 companies incorporated, 169 countries, European growth, 24% of teams span multiple countries. Okay. Reach first customer in 30 days, 108 days to reach 100K. Average customers in 6 months. Revenue versus 42% of founders building AI. 44% of AI startups building agents. I like the 100K number. Okay, this is a better number. But wait, we already have the number. So in the final deck, in the final outro page. So what we'll do is 44% of AI startups building agents. Yes, I'll take that one. Copy. And then we need the outer page. Parfait. One 600 countries, 42% building AI, 20% revenue in 30 days. Okay, so this is all new information. That is really good. Okay. Parfait. And can we tag Stripe? Yes, we can tag Stripe. There's a Stripe France separate one. That's cool. Stripe Atlas wrapped 2025. Boom. Okay, so this is good. 44% of AI shops building agents. 169 countries, 42% building AI, 20% revenue in 30 days. Is it high definition? Yes, it's high definition. I think that's a little bit problem with data ramps, that information gets Mia Qualité, Stripe Atlas here in review. Interesting. I think Determinism works, but the font is, yeah, it's too clean, which works on a website, but it doesn't work on Stripe. Let's follow Stripe. They also did the logo recently. I'm actually curious. Who created the new Stripe logo? to deepen a partnership with Anton OC Lovable Teams Stripe now powers usage-based billing for Lovable Cloud and Lovable AI. Set up a US entity with Atlas and use link for speedy checkout. Oh, we could have added Atlas over here as well. Edit the post. Whoa, 3 stripe. Atlas. Where's Atlas? At Atlas. Yeah, it's right here. Terminé. Mettre à jour. Has it removed? I think it removed the... Okay. Edited the post and we have all Stripe Atlas. What is happening? And what if we put Stripe over here? Does that work? Stripe Atlas and Stripe. Okay. Got it. Hiring an outside branding agency, the word mark is careful evolution. Pre-design is infrastructure, not decoration. Doing the low internally lets them iterate like it changes small details. Small deltas, high stability, minimal brand dead. The result feels quieter, more confident, and more systems thinking than a splashy agency rebrand. Okay, interesting. Dernier modification. Okay, maybe put this in the chat. Put this in artifacts. How does it show? Interesting. Okay. So we got this. This was good. Let's see. This is where we started kind of. Okay, let's see. Here we go. Founder. AI boom faced a few attacks throughout 2025. Water one was quite quickly debunked. One-shotting was more emotionally fraught. Preventable, more aggressive guardrails. Power was tricky though. Data seemed real. The only solution seemed like massive industrial projects that notoriously take years, if not decades. Yes, we can build nuclear plants, deploy solar panels everywhere, put data centers in space, but you don't really care about what 2035 looks like if you live in your data center and are worried about your power bill going up. 267% wholesale electricity price increase in data centers in September. $64 billion in project-based delays or cancellation because of opposition. Cite water, environmental impact, noise pollution, and even aesthetics is important. Anti-AI issue has become. Make major changes to ensure the Americans don't pick up the tab for the power consumption. Paying higher utility bills. Number of pledges to cover the impact of data center construction. They committed to paying high enough electricity rates to cover the electricity costs of its data centers so they aren't passed on to consumers. Clean transition tariff. Amazon pays a surplus above electricity costs already with the timing and volume of announcement. A true die-hard free marketer would argue that the government should stay out of supply and demand issues like this. Incentive to build more power generation. Prices will naturally stabilize. New capacity cannot be brought online in the blink of an eye, and power companies have capex constraints. If a data center needs them to build a new facility to meet demand, they have to pay for that upfront. So they might need to charge higher rates in the short term while they ramp up the new build. Industry represents about 40% of data center OPEX, about 7.5 million annually per major facility. Microsoft has over 400 data centers, so energy is a significant line item. Turn their expense line items into profit items. Turn the expense items into profit items. And this is the line that somebody said about AWS, and I really like the phrasing. Turn their expense items into profit lines, whatever, profit centers. Turn their expense lines into expense items into profit centers. Turn your expense items into profit centers. Interesting. That's less than 1% of operating income, probably worth avoiding a bigger political headache. Good move to jump on the issue early before new political candidates can really center their whole brand around the topic. Interesting. Person agent, NYT, Meta plans to cut around 10% employees in Reality Labs business. Saks files for bankruptcy as department stores fight for survival. 11 Labs finishes 2025 at 330 million ARR. Matthew McConaughey trademarks himself to fight AI misuse. Alright. Actor plans to use trademarks of himself saying alright, and staring at a camera to combat AI fakes in code. Whoa. Magic Mike. 821 applications approved by the US Patent and Trademark Office. Here's a tight version. AI deepfakes by legally protecting his own likeness, voice, and signature phrases. Block AI tools and users from generating unauthorized simulations. Trademarks, not just copyright or publicity rights, as a faster, clearer weapon against AI misuse. Very interesting. Remains customers tired of jumping through loops. Expand its internal incubator. Shakes up C-suite. Chief Product Officer Mike Cohere will change roles and join the labs team. What is this? Back. Now the company has decided to expand it with a focus on building experimental products. New title will simply be a member of technical staff. Interesting. Internal incubator dubbed as the labs team. Continue reading. Experimental product development. Co-lead the internal labs incubator, reporting to President Daniela. Alongside Ben Mon, Ami Vora takes over product leadership, focusing on scaling core offerings like Claude. Anthropic pushes faster experimentation amid intensifying AI competition. Ami Vora. Technology executive. You can just, whoa, there are like two pictures. Director Datadog, CPO Fair, product lead WhatsApp, product leader Microsoft, Harvard, connecting independent retailers and brands, head of product Anthropic, steering the company's AI safety and product strategy, advise product innovation and scaling. Interesting. Part of new generation of product executives bridging consumer technology, enterprise software, and ethical AI development. Let's go. Musk versus OpenAI trial set for April 27th. Is on pace to hit 500 million. TSMC plans US expansion. Proposed Taiwan tariff relief deal. Apple's credit card partnership with Goldman Sachs. Undercounting business AI adoption. The Census Bureau was undercounting business AI adoption. Ramp releases January. Yes, let's go. Let's go. This is what we're looking at. This is what we're looking for. AI index. Where's RAM's AI index? AI adoption by US businesses. Here. Stuck between 3 to 9%. This seemed implausibly low. Spend data like RAMP AI index. Let's go. Overall adoption rates. Methodology. Is this it? RAMP estimate. RAMP AI index. Overall adoption rate. Share of US businesses with paid subscriptions to AI models, platforms, and tools. Source. RAMP AI index. It goes to the same page. Okay. Get the data. Data downloaded. Okay. CSV. Let's see what comes out of this. Whoa. What has just opened up? That's it. It's just like 30 lines of data. Recommended Rainbow CSV extension from Mechatroner. Okay, that is it. Wait, that is it? Okay, interesting. US government estimate, and your estimate is 46%. And this is Jan. Jan 25. Massive jump and keeps going up. Okay, or adoption rates. Very interesting. I'm actually curious. Tell me about all the 2025 reports or indexes released by RAMP. The more impact you put into your words, it understands that, okay, I think we should go all caps. Tesla return FSG into 99 per month subscription after February 14. Telegram profile Zoomer, Luke's maxing influencer, clavicular. Wow. Yahoo Caterpillar briefly tops 300 billion valuation on AI rally. I am curious. Does Caterpillar release some sort of year-end review reports or indexes? State of startups. Ed Lilo, Skilled AI secured about 1.4 billion new funding round that values the company at more than 14 billion. Okay. Internal models are so good that they can decipher. We try to decipher runes, L's, wake post. 3 ways to interpret. He's referencing 2025 Gwern post speculating on a talent train. The L's have left for Valinor. The L's have left for Valinor. After weak post gains a certain level of mystique, I lose the ability to correct misconceptions. I let them have it. Our internal models are so good they can decipher runes post. After a weak post gains a certain level of mystique, I lose the ability to correct misconceptions. I let them have it. Watching the social network and realizing that Meta, which is portrayed as being worth $1 gorillion in the movie, is up 65x since it came out. Wow. If at the end of that social network movie, if everybody just bought stocks in Meta because they're like, oh, this company's cool. We know the story, we researched the story, we played the part in that story. This is going up at 65x that now. Karpathy has started following Jacob Rintamaki, the final offshoring. You know, I still think it's funny that the guy who ran Tesla FSG's name is Carpath E. Nominative determinism. We need to find this post. Jacob. Where are you at, Jacob? Jacob Renta Maki. Not. Oh my god, I thought we were very French. Not Renta Maki, it's Renta Maki. Robotics, X Stanford. Brute sugar is deeply underrated as a thinker in robotics. Brute sugar, okay. How to sell 10 to 100x more robots than Figure or Tesla. A heterodox approach to robot distribution. In the limit, robotics becomes a commodity, both from the hardware and the model side. So what kinds of companies and financial infrastructure are well suits for large commodity markets? Third, if robots become a commoditized factor of production like oil, then we will need financial infrastructure to deal with this. Robot futures markets will emerge for the right to buy or sell robot hours at future dates. There will be spot markets for immediate robot labor as well as quality grades and certifications, analogous to crude oil grades. Storage and transportation logistics will be crucial, as there will likely be many arbitrage opportunities between robot surplus and robot scarce regions. Nice new bio. We're gonna have a lot of robots helping us. We need you to post robot now. System integrators are underrated. Nominative determinism. Nominative determinism. It actually comes from this cake, Karpatka. Oh no, somebody said it. Philosopher, building the future of computing, building mimetic infrastructure at Aesthetics Found. That's a good name. I don't know what that is, but let's see. Big. The next product will enable direct control of your vehicle. Call it Carpathy. I think about it all the time. JD Vance's OG name was Donald Bauman. The last president of Nintendo America was named Bowser. I maintain that this unconscious effect compounds over time, so that people trust him more on this subject, and he's subtly guided to use that trust for the good of the purpose. Our brains are too squishy for this not to be true. Careful what you name your kids. Yeah, nice find. Looks almost intentional. Wow, it's also good timing. Karpathy. What is the origin of the last name Karpathy? Geography, language, and little mountain poetry. Whoa, what are we looking at? Western Carpathians. Wow. It was actually spelled C-A-R, Western Carpathians. Toponymic origin. Carpathy literally means from the Carpathians. The name derives from the Carpathian Mountains, a sweeping mountain arc across Central and Eastern Europe. Carpathian Mountain. The base Carpath refers to Carpathians themselves. The suffix "-y" is common in Hungarian Slovak surnames, often meaning of and from a place, but together Carpathy, someone associated with Carpathians. We gotta build some cloud. We got a cloud code for the mountains. We got a cloud code for the mountains. Mountains are looking good. Vast crescent-shaped mountain system in Central Eastern Europe, arching across about 1,500 kilometers. Europe's second longest mountain range after the Alps, shaping the landscape, ecology, and cultures of 7 countries from Austria to Serbia. Premier destination for hiking, skiing, caving, and cultural tourism with centers such as Zakopane, Poland, Sinania, Romania, and Košice, Slovakia. Košice. Okay, good one. Remember when Quavo flexed driving 60? I go a mile a minute. I go a mile a minute. Remember when Quavo flexed driving 60 miles per hour? I go a mile a minute. Skirt. Migos. No, we are using our best minds to add. Our brightest minds are disappearing into finance, management consulting, and corporate law. Liberal use our brightest minds here. No, we are using our brightest minds to allocate resources optimally. How terrible. No, we are using our best minds to allocate resources optimally. Allocate resources optimally. Is she talking about finance, investments? But maybe I don't understand the deeper meaning over here. Okay. I'm a kitty cat. Where's my owner? My bowl is empty. Whoa, it sounds like you are very hungry and miss your owner. Since you can't find your owner right now, you might want to... Wow, okay. Since you can't find your owner right now, I want to meow loudly near the usual spots to get their attention. Check the common areas of your home, like the living room or their bedroom, in case they're sleeping or relaxing elsewhere. This feels like, the way it's typed, it feels like you attached a BCI brain, or you put Neuralink into a cat, and the Neuralink is literally translating cat's meow meow into proper English. So fascinated by this product. Whoa. Your trip to Taj Mahal Hotel from covered amount 500. Get $500. Get $500 if it rains on 3 days of your 9-day trip. Total price. Get $500 if it rains on 3 days of your 9-day trip. A day counts. Oh my god. 3 days left, only available until January 15th. A day counts if it rains at least 2 hours in total from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Use official data to detect rain over 0.04 inches of rain per hour. You will get your daily reports during your trip. Proceed to checkout. What is this? Freya. This is a product. Is this the Freya? No, this is the Freya. Have the prediction markets gone too far? Someone is going to figure out some arbitrage between this and the Robinhood weather prediction. Robinhood weather prediction. Not OpenHood. Robinhood weather prediction. Isn't a traditional meteorological forecast prediction market. I was reading it. Okay, so Robinhood has basically launched its own thing. Except all daily temperature high January 14th 2026 greater than greater than 77. Miami daily temperature. Prediction markets. Men's college football, VCU and RI. Sony Open and Hawaii winner. Oh, that's golf. Okay, tennis. Give me, this is sports. Okay, I like the UI. Okay, new Fed decision Jan 26 maintains rate. Okay. Oh, will the US ban Grok before March? Positive returns at 26. Let's chase will redistrict before the midterms. Which brands will advertise during the big game 2026? Baseball. How many? No, baseball. WBC. Climate. Crypto. BTC. Buy yes. Payout if this is correct. Economics. Rent. Okay, rent price increase in SF this year. Elections. Nancy Pelosi resigned her office before the midterms, 21%. Entertainment. Grammys. Song of the year. Oscar winners. Best picture. Sinners, one battle after another. Financial. Politics. Trump. Who will Trump nominate as Fed chair? They've already assumed that the current chair is out. Best AI at the end of 26. This is the current one. Whoa, Gemini 56. Gemini has stayed at 56. Wow. Grok 24, ChatGPT 19. Is this right? Doesn't seem right. Okay. Arbitrage between this and Robinhood weather prediction. Parametric insurance going DTC. Only a matter of time, I guess. I'm gonna share this. This is very interesting. What product is this? Like an add-on when you book a Taj hotel directly through their website. Imagine they will. I just used Taj example to try weatherpromise.com. Weatherproof your vacation. Revolutionary way to safeguard your plans against bad weather. Peace of mind is just a click away. Get your weather promise. Featured in press, great weather guaranteed. It's a weather guarantee. Your trip goes on, but with instant payouts for bad weather. Bad weather ruins great plans. The weather can be unpredictable, disappointing, and disruptive. No more weather worries. Doesn't cooperate, you are covered automatically with no claims or paperwork required. Simple, fast, hassle-free. One click, zero hassle. Get 1250 automatically if it rains on 2 days. imagine you actually go and call rain because you want to hack the system, and we already have systems like Rainmaker now. So it's like, can Rainmaker beat? Is Rainmaker a loophole? Wow. Wow, interesting. Add a weather promise when booking. Peace of mind at a glance. A personal dashboard keeps you. So where are they getting money from? Payouts without the paperwork. So where is this company getting the money from in case when it rains and you get a certain amount? Where is that money coming from? Who is funding that? Payouts without the paperwork, no complicated claims process. This kind of product feels like magic until you peek behind the curtain. Non-hand wavy version of where the money comes from. Short answer, the payout comes from pooled customer fees plus probabilistic pricing, not from donations or benevolent weather god. But still crisp, you're paying for risk, not rain. When you buy a weather promise, you pay a premium. That price is set using historical weather data and real-time forecast. Most trips do not trigger payouts, still pay the premium. Those unused premiums accumulate into a pool is what funds the trips where it does rain enough. Same economic engine as insurance, just narrower and more mechanical. The math is the business. They analyze. So I think it's better for you to understand that. It's better for you to understand that, okay, if the premium is really high, if you're a regular customer of Weather Promise, you kind of know that, okay, they will charge a high premium for a city like Vancouver during these times because it's going to rain all the time, versus a city like, let's say, Texas, where it isn't going to rain. So you can just pretty much look at the price and you can understand that how much confidence does this company have that has raised millions of dollars or whatever. They have raised millions of dollars and it's valued at millions of dollars. What is the price they have? That means that much confidence they have, and based on that confidence you can kind of get an idea. So it's actually interesting. They analyze 20 years of historical weather data, location specific rainfall probability, seasonality, duration intensity thresholds. This lets them price offers so that on average total premiums collected is more than total payouts plus operating costs. And pricing is good. Variance smooths out over thousands of travelers. Why instant payouts are possible? No claims review, no human judgment, no fraud investigation. That is really cool because the data is in front of your eyes. And if you are using sensors, if you're using clear mechanisms, this is exactly what we need. I think it's going to really, actually, this is going to really help bring this no human judgment, no claims review, no fraud investigation into other areas of insurance, because when you can install these sensors, when you can have a lot of high trust data collection systems, then you don't have to worry about opinions and interpretations. You can look at real data. It's all parametric. If X nanometer of rain happens in Y location during Z time, payout auto triggers. So they are counting it as 2 to 3 hours between 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. But why not the nighttime? That's weird. This massively, are they saying that, is it because most of the rain happens during the nighttime? That kind of seems true as well. This massively lowers overhead, which means less money wasted, more predictable margins, faster payouts without killing the business. Usually buy reinsurance, insurance for the insurer. This caps the downside if everything goes wrong at once. Payouts may be partially supported by venture funding, strategic partners. Fully self-funded by premiums, capital only used for growth, not payouts. Their goal, this entire business, is to get premium and not give the payout. If they had to subsidize payouts forever, the model would be broken. Mental model to keep, not where does money magically come from when it rains, but it rains money. It rains money, but most people pay a little. So a few people get paid a lot. It's a weather indexed risk pool wrapped in modern UX and clean branding. Weather indexed risk pool. Stress test the model under climate change. Compare this to, okay. Historically, is it more likely to rain in the night than during the day? Yes. Yes, often. Depends heavily on where you are. Across much of the world, rain is more likely at night or in the early morning because of how atmosphere cools and moves energy, key mechanics. The daytime heating warms the ground and air. Warm, moist air rises during the day. After sunset, the surface cools. Air stabilizes, moisture condenses. That condensation often turns into nighttime rain. It's very interesting. It's very interesting that we have got to this level of technology Daytime heating warms the ground and air. Warm, moist air rises during the day. After sunset, the surface cools, air stabilizes, moisture condenses. The condensation often turns into nighttime rain. Tropics, subtropics, coastal regions, summer in humid climates where daytime rain dominates continental interiors. So now you know, afternoon thunderstorms are common. Classic examples: US Midwest summer. Mountainous regions, sun heats, slopes, rising air. I think this business is going to do a really good job at exactly. This is going to be their business. They have to somehow subsidize their business, subsidized by the little premiums that will be given by everyone. What's going to happen is that is going to fund them into creating a really cool index with a lot of data of around the world. And in case if they open source that data, that would be incredible, because that would somehow help. This information is really valuable. You're basically subsidizing this company to track the weather, to predict, to track weather really well. And I think that's the same thing with prediction markets, the main idea of prediction markets, which is that when you are able to profit on insider information, there will be more insider information. More insider information means, that's actually an interesting question. Has the popularity of prediction markets led to more insider information entering the public markets? Because now they can make money off of it. It's very interesting. Benji's the guy from Ethereum. Emily Stewart, DG, Desperado. Maduro bet on Polymarket. Wow. Insider info to the public via odds. Suspected insider trading. Scrutiny. Okay. Oh. Interesting. Recent scrutiny on prediction markets due to suspected insider trading, like the Maduro bet on Polymarket. Wow. Prediction markets could reveal insider info to the public via odds, potentially entering stock markets. Market impacts. This is very interesting. Bet on the outcomes of real world events ranging from elections and geopolitics to corporate milestones and economic indicators. The rising popularity is spurred by legal rulings, permitted betting on US elections, and broader adoption finance. Non-public knowledge to diverge through bets, causing odds to shift and signal hidden insights to the broader public. Really cool. Act on the information in traditional financial markets, incentivizing disclosure. Unlike traditional insider trading, laws that prohibit profiting from material non-public information in stock markets. Such activity as feature, incentivizing disclosure. Reveal information, accelerating its dissemination. Prediction markets incentivize more. Economist, often called the godfather of prediction markets, argues that insider trading is essential for aggregating information effectively, as it encourages those with superior knowledge to participate. This contrasts with stock markets, where such actions are illegal and policed by the SEC. A prominent case involved a $400,000 profit on Polymarket from bets placed hours before the US captured Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro in January 26. The timing raised suspicions of insider trading, but it also demonstrated how non-public info can enter the market via bets, shifting odds, and alerting observers. That is very interesting. Prediction markets. Now, the rise of prediction markets has incentivized insider information entering the public market. And give 5 variations. I think it's gonna say I can't read. Let's see. Where incentives for insider information to surface in public markets. The growth of is pulling insider knowledge into the open market. The rise of prediction markets is incentivizing to enter the open market. The rise of prediction markets is incentivizing insider information to enter the open market, to enter into the open market, increasingly rewarding the public release of insider information. Insider information. The rise of prediction markets is incentivizing insider information to enter into the open market. The rise of prediction markets is increasingly incentivizing insider information to enter into the open market. Funneled into public markets. Prediction markets now incentivize insiders to leak private knowledge into public pricing mechanisms. Prediction markets. I like mechanisms. I like these words, pricing mechanisms. The rise of prediction markets incentivize insiders to leak private knowledge into public pricing mechanisms. The rise of prediction markets is increasingly incentivizing insiders to leak private. I like it. Okay. To leak private knowledge into public pricing mechanisms. The rise of prediction markets is increasingly incentivizing insiders to leak private knowledge into public pricing mechanisms. I like the way it sounds, public pricing mechanisms. Okay, where are we at? Right here. We will, for example, timing raise suspicions of insider trading and also demonstrate how non-public info can enter the market via bets, shifting odds, alerting observers. Similar patterns have emerged in markets tied to corporate events such as earnings call, product launches, where insiders could bet anonymously using cryptocurrency. What all product launches were affected by insider information leaking into prediction markets? It's so much better. You can quickly add, the moment thought comes in, you can add that wonder into your backlog. So the patterns of emerging markets tied to corporate events, bet anonymously using cryptocurrency and directly leaking info into directly trading stocks, spill over to public markets. Tesla's delivery numbers or Elon Musk's health could foreshadow stock movements. Wow. Allowing public market. I'm actually curious. Who is Elon Musk's private doctor? And describe his entire personal health infrastructure. I am really curious. Okay. This reminds me of it's like Bill Gates said this, just look at everything that billionaires have today and all you have to do is democratize it. A new product idea. If you want ideas for a new product, new service, product/service, look at what the billionaires have today and think about how you can democratize it. I think somebody said it. That would be cool. That would be really cool. Okay. Let's go. Spill over to public markets. Academic research suggests this creates a harmless way around existing insider trading laws, revealing info while maintaining fairness in securities markets. Entering public trading decisions. Primary info pricing layer for finance, potentially relegating traditional exchanges to order processing. Evidence of increased insider info due to popularity. While quantitative data on the exact increase is limited, as these markets are still emerging and often anonymous, the surge in usage correlates with more documented suspicions and regulatory scrutiny. Who makes meals for the US military, and especially if they are on mission, such as the Maduro mission in early January? Who is responsible for their meals and nutrition? Boom. Let's go. Evidence of increased insider info due to popularity. Platforms of polymarket have seen explosive growth, billions in trading volume since 24. More opportunities for insider bets. Lawmakers, including Richie Torres, introduced bills like public integrity. Curb officials insider trading. Yeah, I think it's very interesting. It's like, if you have this massive mission, people around you know what's up. Discussions highlight how prediction markets mine insider info across domains, with users noting that following suspicious trades can reveal leaks early. Economic bounty for making private knowledge public. Unchecked insider activity could erode trust, widen spreads, reduce participation from non-insiders, making markets less accurate overall. This is exactly what Rich was saying, that you don't want to compete against someone who has insider information, because now you don't want to compete against someone with insider information, because now you are just gambling. Now you're just gambling. Okay, we have a comment from a cat. A cat just liked our post. The cat is like, I'm kitty cat, I'm hungry. How should I tell my owner? Paid alpha calls. Paid alpha calls. Just a silly cat who loves chess and musica, also known as da 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 da. Okay, interesting. Where are we at? The boom in prediction models likely amplify the entry of insider information. Da 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 da. Provided this was good. This was good. Merci. Merci. Create a share link. Okay. Viewed by anyone with a link. Thank you. I think ChatGPT, I think Atlas has slowed down right now for us. I don't know what exactly slowed down, but I feel it will slow down. Okay. Well, product launches were affected by insider. Whoa. OpenAI's AI web browser launch. All right. Newly created crypto wallet plays a 40,000 bet. OpenAI will launch AI browser by the end of October. This caused the market's implied probability to surge. So basically, they are good at it. Polymarket. Yeah, just Polymarket. Just open Polymarket. I love the spelling that you got for Polymarket. How it works. Thank you. Pick a Polymarket. Buy yes or no shares depending on your prediction. Buying shares is like betting on the outcome. Odd shift in real time. Place a bet. Profit. Thank you. I don't want to continue. Thank you. Breaking. Breaking. What is breaking? Will Blackpink release an album by February 28? There's a 96% probability. So yes, they are going to release. Will the US conduct a cyber attack on Iran? GPT adds by March 31st. Wow. I love how they use all this Blackpink thing. Okay, can we see the wallets? Order book. What is order book? This is order book. Market context. Market context. Generate. Results are experimental. So it's pretty much sure that they're going to launch. It seems like it's dropping down and dropped from 96 to 95. Okay. No major announcements. Solar dominance. Moonlit floor. Group synergy. Okay. Okay. 8 minutes ago. No Liquid reward for this one. Final stage of production. The target comeback now set for January 26. So, okay, shares 441 highly. It's also interesting to see, like, if you look at a profile and they haven't made any major bets, but now suddenly they come in and they make this one big major bet for this one poly market. I think that's when you know that, okay, this is an insider trading. Positions, 4K, profit loss, volume. Yeah, we need to get better at reading these things. But okay, sports, crypto, finance, geopolitics, tech. Let's see anything that's going. Largest company end of January. Nvidia. Best AI model. Google. Wow, this ChatGPT is not even over here. Okay, Google. Wow, where's ChatGPT? OpenAI 1%, okay. Logan Paul First Edition Charizard sale price. OpenAI, let's see. Anthropic, I also want to look at Anthropic, okay. ChatGPT release 6, not sure. 88, okay. GPT ads 40%. Number 2 AI model, that's kind of weird, okay. Will OpenAI launch a consumer hardware product by December 31st, okay. Token, 18% chance, not happening. No major things over here. SpaceX, IPO, closing market cap. SpaceX IPO closing market cap above $1 trillion, okay. Interesting. App Store, Apple IPOs. Grok 4.2 released by January 31st. Nikita, we are out as head of product. New. It's the new one. How many Tesla deliveries? Richest person on March 31st. Elon. Bernard Arnault. That's what he's competing with. 90% richest person in December. I guess this one closed out. 1972 lead bank in SpaceX IPO. Morgan Stanley. Interesting. Okay, let's go back. I like this one. Surge from 75 to 95 shortly after teased the product, which was revealed as a browser, netting the trader about $7,000 in profit. Flagged by monitoring tools like Insider Finder, potential insider activity. Influence prediction markets and signal upcoming launches to the public earlier than intended. How does the tool Insider Finder work? Wow, you can use Grok and ChatGPT side by side. Really cool. I wish we could have even more dig deep and like side screens over here. That would be really cool. Insider Finder, basically metal detector for prediction markets. Who knows something the rest of us don't? Who knows something that rest of us don't? Market surveillance. Certain probability jumps. Large trades that overwhelm normal liquidity. Precise timing close to announcements. Treated as anomalies, not proof. Wallet and trade pattern analysis, because most prediction markets or on crypto rails trades are public. Flags new wallets that appear only for one suspicious bet. Identifies repeat accuracy across unrelated markets. Notes concentration, one wallet moving a market by itself. Appear only for one suspicious bets. Yes, this one. Repeat accuracy across unrelated markets. Repeat accuracy across unrelated markets. How are you an insider then if you have accuracy for unrelated markets? You could be. I think this is also very interesting. I think This is an opportunity for all the people who are, let's say, working as let's say if you're a doorman at one of the top banks. Yeah, if you're the financial money manager for some of the top executives in Silicon Valley, they might be talking to you. So let's imagine you're a therapist. Oh my God. Let's imagine you're a therapist for some of the top executives. You have so much alpha to act on. Really cool. Imagine if you're a therapist for some of the top executives. So much alpha to act on. Okay. Timing correlation engine. The tool aligns trades against product launches, earning calls, government actions, press embargo, left times. The confidence score rises. Less lucky guess, more someone peaked in the script. Statistical improbability scoring. How unlikely was this bet at the time? Was liquidity thin? Was the position unusually specific? Repeated low probability wins. Compound suspicion fast. Can you build a tool to investigate if a bet made on a prediction market like Polymarket or Kalshi is placed by an insider or with an insider information? Go do it. Claude, let's go. Claude, let's go. What a fascinating idea. Yes, thank you. I like it. Because you have to build it. Timeline of trades, narrative and network reconstruction. Wallet lineage, market reaction change, public event that followed. These reports are used by journalists hunting leaks, researchers studying into info flow, compliance teams watching gray zones. Interesting, very interesting. Google Gemini 3 model release. Okay. One over 150,000 are currently predicting the exact release date of Google's Gemini 3. Not just the month, but the precise day, which aligned perfectly with the announcement. Privileged access to internal timelines. Google-related markets on Polymarket. Wow. Information security at tech giants and how prediction markets could inadvertently accelerate leaks, potentially affecting stock prices or competitive dynamics. Prediction markets have inadvertently accelerated leaks, affecting stock prices or competitive dynamics. Urine storage data exposing problems. Urine storage data. ChatGPT 5.2 model release. Release GPT 5.2 by mid-December. I think this is gonna lead to more smaller and smaller teams. The model launched exactly as predicted, with the bettors collectively earning over 13,000. And prompted some tech companies to update policies prohibiting staff from betting on related markets. Maduro bet backlash continues how Polymarket could reward insider trading. Urine storage rankings. Alpha Raccoon collectively predicting 22 out of 23 categories in Google's annual urine storage rankings, including obscure ones like number 1 most searched person, occurred just before an alleged accidental data leak or early indexing by Google, allowing bets while the info was briefly accessible. The real access could achieve such accuracy. It exposed vulnerabilities in how tech companies handle data releases and amplified calls for regulation. Prediction markets effectively laundered the leak with public signals. Information efficiency. All critiques highlight risks like reduced liquidity for non-insiders and incentives for corruption. I think we need to start looking into Reddit, because Reddit seems like there is a lot of stuff happening in Reddit. So if we go popular, continue on talk of Prashant, and if we go and get access for just 5 minutes, popular, let's go. Is it working? Or is it not working? All. Why is it not working? Open profile menu. fatFIRE. Okay, this is working. Canadian donor advised funds. Hey fat dinks. If you choose not to have kids, what end up providing a long-term meaning once work and money stop being central stressors? Did you get bored? There's only so much travel you can do. In hindsight, what do you think you underestimated positively or negatively about staying child-free? Cost wasn't the main variable. Why is my popular page not working? Clear. WAPO. Explore page. News. Vancouver. Financial independence. Boggleheads. Overemployed. Overemployed is funny. Okay. We need to look into Hacker News. Okay, right here, Hacker News. What you do makes a difference, and you have to decide what kind of difference you want to make. Hacker News. Give me 10 minutes. Claude Cowork exfiltrates files. Okay, so now we'll also keep Hacker News over here. Why some clothes shrink in the wash and how to unshrink them. Exfiltrates files. The influentists. AI hype without proof. I don't know what that means. The influentist, a journey into a wild pointer. I'm not joking, and this isn't funny. We have been trying to build distributed agent orchestrators at Google since last year. There are various options on everyone is aligned. I gave Claude a description of the problem. It generated what we built last year in an hour. Oh my god. 8.4 million. It's not perfect, I'm iterating on it, but so do you still work at Google? Principal engineer at Google, simpler platform, better API, simplicity and optimism. Oh my gosh, she's still at Google. It's not perfect, I'm iterating on it, but this is where we are right now. If you were skeptical of coding agents, try it on a domain you are already an expert of. Build something complex from scratch where you can be judge of the artifacts. Distributed agent orchestrators at Google since last year. All code will be written by AI within the 6 months. he was off only by 3 months. Many such cases. Massive moment for the tech industry. Principal engineer and Google publicly admitted that a competitor's AI tool solved a problem in 1 hour that her team of human experts had been struggling with for over a year. You have a leader of one of the top engineering companies in the world acknowledging that an AI from a rival company didn't just help them, it effectively outperformed a whole team of humans on a massive project. This exactly makes me think, like, how come people are saying like Google Gemini is at the top? Because they still aren't, they still don't have that culture of, yes, they have the technology, they have all the data, but they still don't have that culture of just moving fast. It effectively outperformed a whole team of humans on a massive project. The specific thing they were trying to build is called distributed agent orchestrator. Running at the same time without them crashing into each other or getting confused. This is notoriously difficult work that usually requires the most expensive and experienced engineers to figure out. The signals that we are heading toward a new reality where the barrier to building huge software projects is collapsing. A single person with an AI like this can do the work of a 10-person department. Instead of being the person who lays every brick hand by hand, the engineer of the future becomes the architect who draws the blueprints and checks the building for safety. Thank you for sharing that. I'm curious, what made you finally try comparing your work with the work of a coding system now? I had time to play on toy projects for the first time over the holidays. This is crazy. This is a crazy thing. The holidays have totally changed. The holidays have given people the time. 2025 holidays was the time when the smartest people had time to reflect on all the grind and truly come up with and truly build conviction. This photo is exactly like one of my buddies. Funny. Do you think Gemini will beat Claude soon? Great job building their harness. It's great to see this kind of progress, even it's coming from a competitor. We built the greatest coding agent. Claude Code is so powerful that our competitor is using it to improve their products. The Claude boys will have a field day with this one. White shockwave. Crazy. The author is Jana, highly respected figure in the Google ecosystem, in the open source world, in my heart. Enormous shift in the software industry. The ability to build in just 1 hour previously required weeks or months for a team of software engineers not using just a description of the problem. The tweet was too much dramatic in my own opinion, but actually impressive. Doom posting. Several versions of the system last year. There are trade-offs, and there hasn't been a clear winner when prompted with the best ideas that survived. Coding agents are able to do. You're taking over coding. This is a principal engineer at Google. Claude Code matched 1 year of team output in 1 hour. AI has already replaced a lot of the grind that used to be regular parts. Software engineers repeated debugging cycles. The foundational thinking had already been performed by, I think this is important. You knew what the problem is after working on it for 1 year. Claude Code is an assistant that can run and go do things for you, but you need to have a clear idea of what needs to be done. So I think the team did a really good job, team really spent a lot of time understanding what problem is even needed to be solved. Architectural concepts honed over several weeks or months of prior effort rather than the AI thinking and inventing the product from scratch. When leaders of major labs forget these hype-based results can create a technical debt of expectations for the rest of us. Junior developers see these viral threads and feel they are failing because they can reproduce a year of work in an hour, not realizing the magic was actually a highly curated prototype guided by a decade of internet expertise. We must stop granting automatic authority to those who rely on hype or vibes rather than evidence. If a tool or methodology were truly as revolutionary as claimed, then it wouldn't need a viral thread to prove its worth because the results would speak for themselves. The tech community must shift its admiration back toward reproducible results and away from this trust me bro culture. Hype first, context later is actually part of a growing trend. I call the individuals participating into that trend influentists. These people are members of scientific or technical community and leverage their large audiences to propagate claims that are at best unproven and at worst intentionally misleading. But how can we spot them? First, we identify these influentists by 4 personality traits that categorize the public discourse. Anecdotal experiences are framed as universal, objective truths to generate hype. This is a sentiment perfectly captured by "I'm not joking and this isn't funny," but also the dramatic "I've never felt that much behind a programmer." This is supported by an absence of reproducible proof, as these individuals rarely share the code data methodology behind the viral wins, an omission made easier than ever in the current LLM era. Strategic ambiguity, carefully wording the claims with enough vagueness to pivot toward a clarification. Dramatically refactored, as the bits contributed by the programmer are increasingly sparse in between. I have a sense that I could be 10x more powerful if I just properly string together what has become. A goal to rewrite Microsoft's massive C++ code base into Rust by 2030 using AI. Every line of C++ for Microsoft by 2030. A distinguished engineer. A strategy is to combine AI and algorithms to rewrite Microsoft's largest code bases. Or North Star is 1 engineer, 1 month, 1 million lines of code. Powerful code processing infrastructure or algorithmic infrastructure creates a scalable graph over source code at scale. Our AI processing infrastructure that enables us to apply AI agents guided by algorithms to make code modifications at scale. The core of this infrastructure is already operating at scale on problems such as code understanding. The purpose of this principal software engineer role is to help us evolve and augment our infrastructure to enable translating C++ to Rust. Not required to apply. The willingness required, the experience in our team is required. Our team is driven by a growth mindset. We are a diverse team with a wide range of skills and perspectives. We take on bold risks. We work and play well with others, bring value to internal and external customers. We have learned that our diversity and growth mindset is critical to success in this rapidly changing world of AI-based tools. Cohere. Eliminate technical debt at scale. Technical debt will be eliminated at scale. That is pretty cool. We pioneer new tools and techniques with internal customers and partners, and then work with other product groups to deploy those capabilities at scale across Microsoft and across the industry. Can we consider seriously the hypothesis that the recent hype tweets from OpenAI staff AGI has been achieved internally? Some must comment on the qualification of slow or fast takeoff, hinging on the date you count from. 10,000x researchers. Jimmy Apples. shared some information in the past that turned out to be true. Apparently, GPT-4 released it in OpenAI's new model would be named Gobi. He recently tweeted each has been achieved internally. Some people think that Reddit comment may be from the same guy. Everything model, meaning you can input any combination of text, image, audio, video. That would put all of them to shame, not just a rate of making code, but a rate of actually solving problems that would have been unthinkable 2 years ago. I'm not doing much more than setting direction, reviewing the output. I often have 3 different sessions going at once, attacking 3 different aspects of the work I'm doing. I took a break from work clouding, do some more home clouding, writing in a few days from scratch a complicated web app using disparate technologies I had no background in. That would have taken weeks prior to Claude. Debug them, and that almost always worked. It also looks great, which is pleasing since not only I have 0 CSS skill, I have 0 design skill. I'm not out of a job quite yet. There are still some areas where I have better taste than it does, better instincts. But when you talk about AI's inability to code, this seems to me to reveal a total disconnect from reality. Actually try it, find out for yourself and join the rest of us on this earth. Cryptography, personal trivia, and the future of all humanity, security, anthropic opinions my own. I block on first offense for rudeness or sarcasm. It is an additive, it compounds. Once you can run 3 sessions in parallel, collapse weeks into hours, the differentiation gets too large to hide. Will not replace humans, another human will. When you can deliver your 2 weeks of work in 2 hours with quality time, for now, yes. Blithering idiot, but very good at all the aspects of coding which aren't interesting or downright suck, which makes the whole process a lot more fun. Address the comments on GitHub, bam, done. Claude code. Risk. They're playing Risk. To be able to destroy with good conscience. To be able to behave badly and call your bad behavior righteous indignation. This is the height of psychological luxury, the most delicious of moral traits. Men show at least as much zeal in mischief as in well-doing, in folly as in wisdom. The surest way to work or crusade in favor of some good cause is to promise people that they will have a chance of maltreating someone. Men must be bribed to build up and do good by the offer of an opportunity to hurt and pull down, to be able to destroy with good conscience, to be able to behave badly and call you bad behavior. I don't know what he means, but okay. Was your people mover? Have 7 fire breathing dragon heads. Wow. Super forecasters so bullish. Oh no. Unfortunately. Oh no, we need to désabonner. Paul Crowley. Paul Crowley sounds like one of those Mr. Crowley. Na 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 na. Okay. Who is Elon Musk's private doctor? Describe the entire health. Okay, this is cool. Confidential. advanced technology including AI diagnostics alongside traditional medical access. Dr. David Okonkwo, complex spinal fusion surgery. Spinal stabilization surgery. E.R. Musk for the procedure which addressed chronic back and neck pain stemming from past injuries. Cervical disc replacement. Specialist Matthew McDougall, head neurosurgeon. Spinal cord injuries. Personal health innovations given Musk interest in using Neuralink for human augmentation and recovery. One-off consultation, not an ongoing relationship. Unnamed medical professional. Insecurity detail. Medical professional among up to 20 bodyguards, some of whom are deputized by the U.S. Marshal Service. Immediate needs, though no name or specifics are public. Michael May, near fatal malaria episode. Sequoia Hospital, Redwood City. Whoa, Sequoia Hospital, Redwood City. Okay. California. Wasn't doctor correctly diagnosed and administered doxycycline. Misdiagnosis by hospital staff. 10 days in ICU and lost 45 pounds, taking 6 months to recover. Integration of AI and personal tech. Blend elite medical access, cutting edge technology, and a forward looking philosophy emphasizing AI and robotics over traditional human led care. Recent full body MRI to Grok. Doctor's assessment, he promotes Grok is better than most doctors. Public uploads to train it further. Pre-programmed to die, longevity solvable via tech reprogramming. Neuralink and Optimus. Okay, this gives me an idea that I need to also upload my stuff to Grok. So we will upload blood markers to Grok and see where that goes. First human trials, he predicts Tesla Optimus robots will perform superhuman surgeries. Outmatching, Okay. Alright, this was a good question. Defense Logistics Agency. Troop support. Subsistence. Prime vendor. Direct vendor delivery. 48 hours of ordering. Readiness and morale. Partnership with the U.S. Department of Agriculture for elements like fresh produce. It involves military branches, food service specialists, army culinary specialists. Nutrition is guided by standards. Caloric and nutrient needs. Military personnel, government contractors, and commercial manufacturers. Full food services include fresh meals prepared in dining facilities. Operational rations like meals ready to eat, unitized group rations, elite units, tailored nutrition plans including input from staff nutritionists to optimize performance. Ability One program approves and oversees ration standards. Major contractors for base and dining services: Sodexo, Canteen, ESCO, deployed resources. Delhi Bakery and Dining Hall support. Ellen Tharp, managing dining halls, global connections, country Russian manufacturers. Okay, during deployment and missions, yes. The system shifts to portable, shelf-stable options to maintain nutrition under stress. Okay, short-term high intensity, first strike rations or MREs. Meal ready. Shelf-stable 3+ years, designed for mobility. Customized versions, longer deployments, mix of MREs, initial push, UGR, HNS, heat and store for groups, UGR A with perishables, and logistics trivialize field kitchens, mobile kitchen trailers, prepare hot meals when possible. Nutrition focus. Avoid high fat protein to aid digestion. Supplements address underconsumption risk. Warfighter nutrition guide. Caffeine, sustained night operations, mission to the heat, mission to the cold, mission to altitude, missions in water and depth. This is really cool. Fatigue, impair your performance during combat. Op-tempo missions can affect your overall health before night operations to prevent fatigue. Really cool. Timing and composition. Every warfighter should know his or her own tolerance for timing of meals, type of snacks, amounts of food needed to sustain performance. Allow for digestion, minimize gastrointestinal distress. Try any new foods and beverages before deploying to ensure tolerance during missions. Eat at least part of each ration item. Fluid needs usually are greater. Right before a mission or operational scenario, avoid all dietary modifications. Caffeine, energy drinks, caffeine, positively affects military relevant tasks such as marksmanship, reaction time, vigilance, and logical reasoning. Reduce perception of fatigue and allow you to sustain targeted intensity for a long period of time. You will delay fatigue during extended operations. Effective dose can vary depending on your habitual caffeine intake and sensitivity to caffeine. High doses can cause unwanted side effects, nausea, anxiousness, insomnia, restlessness, which can have a negative effect on performance. Interesting. Nutritional interventions can partially offset the detrimental effects of fatigue and deep sleep deprivation. You need high carb meals and snacks to maintain muscle glycogen stores and blood glucose. During the sustained missions, your blood glucose levels will fall, resulting in hypoglycemia, decline in performance. Symptoms of hypoglycemia include headache, dizziness, blurred vision, weakness, fatigue, sweating, confusion, unconsciousness. Missions in the heat. When working in the heat, your daily fluid can double. Electrolyte balance. Working in the cold, significant energy sources. It's pretty cool to check this one out. Consume minimum 400 grams. Okay. Really cool. Detecting insider trading. Okay. Prediction market insider detector. Analyze bets for patterns that may indicate. Okay. Redesign the visual design. Redesign to replicate the visual design of night glasses of military. What do they call them? Heat glasses. Heat sensing glasses. Heat sensing. I don't know if you can get it. Let's see. What a cool aesthetic direction. Tactical thermal imaging vibes. Let me redesign this with a green phosphor displays, heat signature gradients, targeting reticles and mil-spec HUD elements. Thermal imaging vibes. So market question, bet amount, bet date, resolution date, position taken, pricing at bedtime. Wow, so you have to put all this. Actual resolution, okay, account age, accounts previous bets, account win rate, investigation guide, case studies, election night pattern, debated, new account lucky streak, the gradual accumulator. Alright, we are excited to see this new aesthetic direction. Tactical thermal imaging vibes. Let me redesign this. Insider Finder. Foundation for Future Aesthetics. Where's the website? And there's some stuff going on over here. Convection storms, stratiform. We looked into this. What were the tweets where your actions arise in pursuit of visions? Visions occur in the context of aesthetics. Where there are aesthetics of the future, there goes humanity. Many of today's visions of the future are bleak, impersonal, and ultimately inhuman. Curate, promote, and support new visions of the future that will help give rise to positive, realistic aims for humanity's future throughout science, technology, and arts. Realistic future expressed through the arts. Get involved in building the home of optimistic, realistic science fiction. Possibilia magazine and getting the ground floor. Oh no, you can be using this if you care about aesthetics. Possibilia magazine, contributor retreat, designing the future exhibitions. Oh no. Oh no. We're seeking artists. Use AI-generated art on our website. Our current view on AI art tools is that they are just that. Tools. They shouldn't replace artists. Just assist them. Financial results, business strategy, outlook, market environment, risk, operational highlights. Shareholders, 10K, US Securities Commission, detailed audited annual report. Supplementary annual reports. Sustainability report, okay. Trend data, quarterly financial results. What do we have? Oh my god. Oh my god. That's exactly what we're looking for. Insider threat detection. Prediction market surveillance system. Yes. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Timeline reconstruction. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. Oh my god. Oh my god. Analyzing thermal signature. Threat assessment. No significant threat signature detected. Activity within normal operational parameters. Temporal anomaly. Capital surge. Fresh entity. Counter consensus. Statistical deviation. Nominal. 0 out of 100. Market identifier. Enter market ID. Capital deployed. Transaction date. Resolution date. Position vector. Position vector. Price and entry. Resolution outcome. Account age. Historical operations. Success rate. Beautiful. Hey, this looks beautiful. Thank you. Oh. The thermal NVG aesthetic is such a satisfying white double. The intersection of serious surveillance tool and prediction market gambling analysis has a nice absurdist edge to it too. If you ever want to take it further, maybe hook it up to actual polymarket on-chain data and a whale tracking radar. Build out a full market surveillance dashboard. Let me know. Test Insider Finder. It was pretty cool. Let's see. So now we're working with a bunch of design systems. We know that how this actually works. The rise of prediction markets are increasingly incentivizing insiders to leak private knowledge into public pricing mechanisms. So now we have this insider finder. Prediction market gambling analysis. Market integrity, information asymmetry detection, and behavioral analysis. Right up the alley of someone interested in AI alignment and decision making frameworks. Insider finder. Prediction market surveillance system. Prediction market surveillance system. This was pretty cool. AI index. I thought we could have gotten more from the ramp one, but let's see. Spending report. Advertising spend, business spend patterns. This seems like spending report. 35.5% of US businesses already use AI. OpenAI is the definitive leader. Large businesses are drawing down advertising spend. TikTok's ad platform leads in year-over-year spend growth. Total business spend is stable. Spring, summer, fall. Okay, this is cool. Tariffs. Business spending report. Tariffs haven't slowed business spend. Yeah, well, concerns may be overblown as adoption continues to show promising signs. Tariff enforcement seems to be lagging far behind tariff announcements. Our latest spend data shows the long-awaited tech-enabled modernization of healthcare seems to be finally getting off the ground. Get the full report. Send me the full report. Uh-oh. Single channel report operates as regular measurement of AI adoption among businesses. Monthly periodic AI adoption statistics, adoption flattening at 45%. Variations in adoption rates through 2025. Where trends from ramp AI index are highlighted. AI adoption trends, cross-industry spending trends includes ramp spending nowcast, adoption data. Okay, running index on US business AI adoption. Ramp index. Okay, that is different. Okay, we'll get that data soon. State of startups 25. Fundraising, equity structure. So this is also cool inside the 2025 startup market. Okay. fund economics report, showing partner commitments, capital deployment, solo founders report, quarterly periodic desk, data desk reports, product year in review. Okay, really cool. All right, that's the stream. Merci. Merci. Actually, are we missing something on Grok? Yes, we are not missing. Parfait.